everyone, what's going on? It's your girl Destiny Diaz. Let's get into this video. So I asked on Twitter what you guys wanted to see. I gave a few options. I might have a screenshot here, or I might not even be able to find it, but you guys wanted this video. This was the most requested one of all of them. So this is what I'm doing. Oh, awesome. Cue music. So this takes place back in 2010, 2011 year that I was in college living in residence. I'm not going to name the name of my school or anything like that, but I'll just tell you about it. So our residence layout was in a hollow square, so the building was kind of like, you know, and in the middle was kind of like green grass, and off the other side of it they also had another little hook with another courtyard in the back. So I lived in the first L, which was the old section of residence because they had built onto it many times. So I'm living in the oldest section. Just to give you some background, I went to my first group meeting. That sounds like AA, but I went to this group meeting and it was for my section. I was living in the yellow section, and one of the girls in the group had mentioned that her room was renovated, and she was like, I heard that someone died in there. Is that true? Is that why my room is renovated? And our resident advisor kind of beat around the bush and he didn't say anything about it, so we just kind of moved on with our discussion. But at different times throughout the year we talked to the resident advisors and some of the front desk staff about this theory, if it was true, did this happen? And ultimately we were told yes, that this did happen, that a student had committed suicide in this room, which is absolutely so sad and devastating. Let me talk about my room specifically. A lot of weird shit happened. I had an alarm clock. I don't remember what her incident was with my alarm clock, but I think it like blasted off or something. I don't know, I'll have to talk to her about it. But my incidents, and I guess hers as well, with her alarm clock was she had this little cube, like a digital cube, and it showed the time on it. And if you took the cube and you like turned it on its side, like a phone, it would auto rotate and it would just like adjust, you know? So we would be sitting in the kitchen together and it would just like rotate, and we were like, ooh, that's weird, like that's creepy. And it would happen as we were talking about stuff, or as we were getting scared or things were freaking us out in the room, and we would just be like, oh my god. Are you looking at the clock? I just remember our friends too, they'd be like, oh, that's weird, why is your clock always flipping? And it was a thing. The way our dorm room was set up was there was a common area for my roommate and I that was like a small kitchenette. Off of it was her bedroom and my bedroom and the bathroom. So if we're both in our bedrooms, we can see the kitchen pretty well, if our doors are open, obviously. And so we're both in our rooms doing work, and I hear some of the kitchen chairs moving behind me, but I don't think anything of it because I know my roommate's home, and I just figured she like got up to get a drink or something because I can hear them moving. And then I didn't see her in the reflection of my TV, which was beside me, and I was like, ooh, is she not there? And I turned around and I looked at the chairs, and we had a jacket over one of the backs of the chairs and it was swaying. And I yelled to her and I'm like, were you just out in the kitchen? And she goes, do you see that coat moving? And I was like, yes. And I just remember she like wrapped herself in her comforter, and she like ran into my bedroom and laid on my bed, and we closed the door, and we were just like, it's so creepy, what the fuck was that? There were so many different experiences. I have a couple others I'll share. So my roommate's family lives pretty close to our residence, like about an hour away. I moved to this college from like 18 hours away, and she only lived about an hour. So I was often left in the dorm room alone by myself while she was away for the weekend. One time she was gone away, like she always does, you know, she locks up her room, she packs up her stuff, and she goes. And it's like, I think she leaves Friday night, and I'm home Saturday throughout the day. And I'm just doing work at my desk or something, and I hear this huge bang in the room next to me that is locked, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, it sounded like something fell with force and like crashed bang like a fucking cartoon. You know, like when someone's on a bicycle and just like drives into trash and it makes like every sound ever. That's like literally what it felt like. It was so overwhelming and big, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on in there? Like, holy shit. And her door's locked, so I can't go in and investigate to see what it was, but something happened in her. I remember when she came home on Sunday night, I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad you're home. Please unlock your door. We need to investigate what's going on in your bedroom. Because I heard a huge bang, and so she opens up her door, and we see all these DVDs laying all over her room on the floor. And I asked her, like, where were they? And she said they were sitting on top of her TV. And we had these, like, really old school wide back TVs that, like, if her DVD was sitting on it, like, it was like 80% of the ledge, you know what I mean? Like, it was very unlikely that these would have fallen off because it was a lot of support underneath of it. And it scared the fuck out of us. We literally put them back up and we, like, you know, nudged them to see how long it would take for them to fall over. She's like, I definitely didn't leave them like that. I told her it sounded like someone just came in and slammed their hand across them and they went flying all over her room. It scared the crap out of me. There was another incident where she was gone home for the weekend and I was working on an assignment, and I'm on the ground level, so I had my windows and my blinds open and I could see right out into the courtyard and see everybody passing by me and whatever. And it was a beautiful sunny day and I was feeling good and I wasn't like afraid of anything. Nothing was freaking me out over this period of time. And I was sitting there working, and all of a sudden this window in front of me, it's like it sounded like someone was like face to face with me in this window, banging on my window as hard as they could. I'm looking at my window and it's shaking and no one is in front of it, and I like cannot figure out what it is. It was so loud. It was just like boom, 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 boom. I fucking jumped out of my skin. I just grabbed my room key and left, and I don't think I came back until she came home that night. I think I spent a night in my friend's room because I was like, I'm not sleeping in there. Like, no, not until my roommate comes home. Like my roommate can save me, I don't know, but it just felt a lot better to have somebody there with you than to not. So I think I hung out in my other friend's room for the night, but holy fuck, that one scared the shit out of me. Whew, I can just remember, like, you know, I don't know, when you wake up in the morning, your alarm clock goes off and your heart is like racing and it takes a while for you to come down. It was like that, but it lasted for like an hour because I was like, what is happening? It was like so traumatic. The last story I'm gonna tell is, well, it's not like the last story I have because I know a lot of other crazy shit happened. I just really need to sit down and talk with her about it, and I'm sure we can conjure up like another 2 videos worth of stories while we were in residence. But this one, we were sitting in her room one night, and earlier in the night she had done the dishes. She always did the dishes. Girl, look, I know you're watching this. I appreciate you, and I'm so sorry I didn't wash more dishes. But she had washed the dishes and she put all the clean ones on the table across from our sink, and we were in her room watching TV, relaxing, and all of a sudden, bang! Scared us half to death. I remember just jumping up. She like hid under her blanket. Oh my god, she did the cutest thing. She was like, she hid under her blanket and she just like looked at me and she's like, what was that? Or something. Like, it was so fucking cute. And I was just like shook as fuck. We didn't move. We were just like totally still, and her door was open and we didn't want to look out the door at all. We were just like we texted our dorm advisor, our resident advisor, and we were like, can you please use your key card and come in here and investigate? We are so scared. And he ended up showing up with his card and opening the door, and we like little pussy ass bitches like tiptoed out of her room and like helped him come in and investigate with us. It was so scary, but I'm pretty sure it was like a fork, or I'm pretty sure it was a fork, or it could have been the scrubby that she was washing the dishes with that had just like hit the inside of the sink, and it sounded like someone was there. Like I said, with the window, just like all that force, it sounded like someone picked up a fork and stood next to the sink and just like biffed it into the fucking sink, and all that clashing and banging happened, and it just scared us half to death. It was so terrifying. But yeah, lots of really weird, creepy shit would happen to us. Like what else can I remember? Like, we had stuff on the walls that would like sway, and we had friends who would hear footsteps walking behind them and no one would be there, but only all this weird shit only happened in old residence. It didn't happen anywhere in the new residence, so it was extra creepy to be living in all that. But yeah, so also something else that we did that year was we used a Ouija board. It was the first time we used Ouija, and it was with a group of friends, and we also did it with the girl whose room was renovated, and we contacted somebody. So if you want to hear that story, let me know. So it was really, really traumatic, and I know that my old roommate, I don't think she ever touched a Ouija board again. But yeah, so let me know if you want to hear more creepy stories. I definitely have a lot to tell. And I also have some really weird dreams I'm going to start sharing on here too. Reoccurring dreams, really intuitive dreams, and I don't know, dreams are fun, dreams are cool. I love listening to people's weird dreams, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry this was a little long. I will try to edit it and shorten it up a little bit. But I love ya. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and like this video if you did. Thumbs it down if you a hating ass bitch. Called you out. You can hit the notification bell if you want to get notifications from me. I don't know if you do or not, but like maybe you do. So like click it if you do. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Catch up with you later.